Gentlemen, welcome back, willkommen, moin Freunden, to Phoenix Great Ryunosuke, Ace Attorney, the Great One. I'm ready for court. Are you ready to do something amazing today? Mr. Natsume is being framed for poisoning people, and I need to do something about that. Now, what we've learned a lot of tea, actually, okay? We have a very flamboyant thespian who's been poisoned, allegedly, by Mr. Natsume. He didn't even die. Everybody's being really dramatic about the whole situation. However, he was also stealing gas. And another tenant in the building that he was living in, a cute blonde chwink, died from gas in his apartment. Just saying, seems a little suspicious. Also, young gay chwink was dating Big Round Olivia. Big Round Olivia almost drank poison herself after she got a letter from somebody. We don't fully know all the details of the letter yet, I don't think. But we're going to look into that. It's February 23rd, 9:23 a.m. at the Old Bailey in the defendant's antechamber. I suggest we get started right away. Tito TJ, John Brown, and Jacob Welsh, hello. Thank you for popping in. Alright. Anything important? No. Okay. Oh, God, Jesus Christ. Do you mind taking a step back or two? Hello? Soseki-san?
This is it then, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yeah. It's time to put an end to this. Now. Or in about 8 hours, if I know how this trial goes. To the miserable curse that's been plaguing Mr. Natsume. To everything.
And, in my own small way, I shall do everything I can to help you.
I always appreciate your help, Miss Susato. Don't leave me hanging.
Suffering Soseki selfishly sidelined!
Oh. Okay, sorry, didn't mean to ignore you.
Oh!
Good morning to you, Mr. Natsume. Always a character, always someone I love to see.
Good morning! Good morning, local student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire! Listen to you two, chatting away happily as if the man player of today's trial isn't here. Why would you do that? Why? Oh dear. Look, we didn't mean to cause any offense, Mr. Natsume.
Yeah, you're triggering my hiccups. And it's really, really bad to do that at only 60 seconds into a stream. One moment, let me catch my breath.
I thought perhaps that because you had your eyes shut so tightly, you were meditating, finding your inner calm.
I don't think he has that.
It seemed wrong to disturb you. I was waiting. What's the matter, Mr. Natsume? You seem different somehow today. Well, naturally. That's because I've attained spiritual enlightenment. The path of literature, you see, is a journey to discover one's own death. Or such like. That's the sort of morning conversation I was hoping for. That's why I had my eyes shut.
I'm afraid I missed the signs. Somehow. You're gonna have to forgive me for that.
And you mustn't talk about your path leading you to death, Mr. Natsume. That was just an example!
Oh, right, okay. Well, you know what? All of this talk is getting me hot and bothered. I think it's time for me to turn up the air. Turn up the AC. Turn down the temperature, up the AC. You know what I mean. It's the same drill, same shit. It is best that we keep ourselves calm and cool and collected. Alright? So find your inner zen and calm down, honey.
You barely came to see me at all yesterday. I was sure you had abandoned me and returned to our beautiful long-lost homeland.
I've never done that to a client.
We've not even been in Great Britain a week yet.
Yeah, well, anyway, I think it's about time we get this trial started. I intend to set everything straight in court today. I'm determined to uncover the truth.
I've actually reached an important decision myself.
What sort of a decision?
I shall fill you in after the trial.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's fine, I guess.
It would would seem Mr. Sholmes isn't coming today after all.
Yeah, I don't hold my breath for that, man. Johnny Petriello, hello, welcome to the chat.
It's a very clever message, I think. My dear fellows, you must win this battle on your own merits.
Oh, Susato-san, you are such a sweetie. It's a very clear message that I think he overslept.
The great detective, my arch nemesis. Long may he stay away, if you ask me.
Defendant and your legal representative. Trial's about to begin. Make your way into the courtroom immediately. On my way, honey. God, you guys have such good posture. You make me want to sit up straighter. Today, once again, we face the Reaper. And when the Reaper stands for the prosecution, the defendant's fate is sealed. But I don't believe in that legend any more than I believe in Soseki-san's curse. The truth is hidden here somewhere. And I'm not going to let it escape me. Today, or tomorrow, or however many days this trial takes. I have to keep believing in my client, and keep fighting to the very end. And I have to smile while I do it. That's the way to be a good lawyer. February 23rd, 9:40 a.m. at the Old Bailey courtroom. We haven't heard from Frankie in a while. Frankie and Francesca haven't been born yet, Jonathan Brown. They don't exist. Now, Francine and Francis, they're another story. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready. Yeah, so is the defense, Your Honor, Your Majesty, Your Magistrate. What do we call him? Very good. And now I call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury, chosen by lot to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to proceed?
Absolutely. Justice will be done, you mark my words.
I feel obliged to say, I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat is sitting just right. Oh, gosh! Oh, I wonder if you could just adjust my hat for me. And please, be as ruthless as you like, ma'am. Thieves deserve to die, if you ask me. Especially gas thieves. I've no sympathy for the man at all.
Look, I said it yesterday and I'll say it again now. I don't have time for this. I've got my own problems. Oh, may the Lord show us the light here and lead us flock to a righteous verdict again today. Now, Lord Von Zeeks, what can you tell us? The prosecution's report, please. For the court. Von Zeeks, in relation to the theory expanded by the defense yesterday regarding the defendant's tea. Ah, so he has the results. All right, well, I'm sitting with anticipation. Is it positive or negative? Is it possible you might be an alcoholic? You know, it's usually frowned upon to drink at work, and much less to have like 7 drinks. Before the prosecution delivers the black news about the black tea belonging to the black god in the dark. Oh, wow. Pray, allow me a moment to savor a liquid of more sanguine hue. Your Honor, is this allowed? Can I object to this? This is a lot of bullshit. In fact, I'll defer to the good detective for the report. Here's to you, Inspector.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. As indicated by the defense, we found a bar of soap just outside the victim's window in the snow. And there was indeed a frozen reddish liquid in the little depression at the top of it.
Yes, that's the tea. That's what Mr. Natsume brought with him that night.
Well, the brains at the yard analyzed it, and yes, you're right. It was tea. And there wasn't a trace of strychnine or any other toxic substance in it.
No poison at all! That's great!
In other words, the tea that the defendant brought with him to the victim's room is innocent. It's in the clear.
Huh! What a revelation! Alright, case closed. I think we can wrap it up here. 10 minutes in, I'm good. As I suspected. This makes it quite clear. The defendant, Mr. Soseki Natsume, is blameless here. Hey, I'm not even done talking. My learned friend is jumping to conclusions again. A typical Nipponese reaction. What? Yes, it's true no poison was found in the few drops of liquid recovered from the soap on the window ledge. But, what logic is that? Would you take a drop from the Thames and conclude that the water in the ocean isn't salty? What?
Oh, my word. Well, the water in the ocean is extremely salty, Counsel.
If you took a drop from the ocean, it would taste salty. What? Huh? What? Exactly! Unfit for drinking, just as the victim's tea was on the night in question, as the court has already heard. Bitter was the precise word from the lips of Mr. William Shamspeare, whom the prosecution now calls back to the stand. Objection! This is absolute fucking hearsay. No, I am so over this court system. When I want to disprove something, you're like, evidence is everything in a court of law, you stupid fucking dumbass. You need to get your evidence. You need to show that the tea was poison, or you need to show that the tea was not poison. And now this fucking queen of bullshit, I get the evidence. I'm like, no, Your Honor, I have the sample of the tea. There was no poison in the tea. And he's like, I reject that conclusion because there could still be poison in the tea that we just didn't find. Fuck you! What? Oh, this is some real you're not even trying. This is supposed to be a master prosecutor? I'm gonna be real fucking honest with you. His argument right now makes him sound like a fucking loser. A loser. Loser. Alright, fine. Play your little game. I'll just bury you that much more. I want you to feel embarrassed and ashamed of your performance today. Alright? Your impotence. Very well, I will uphold the prosecution's request. Yeah, of course you will, you cocksucker. Ugh, I'm such a homophobic gay. Mr. Shamspeare. Yeah, it sounds like we're gonna have another confrontation with our theatrical friend.
Bailiff, show Mr. Shamspeare to the stand.
Okay. Hi. Mr. William Shamspeare, the victim of this despicable crime. Oh, heaven, oh, hell! Do you command me to remember? Forsooth, 'twas I, Shamspeare, did have a bellyful of the foul fluid given in mine innocence.
Yes, but as was revealed in yesterday's proceedings, the witness is not as innocent as we had first been led to believe.
By using bars of soap such as this, he has been stealing gas from the supply company, yes. One may smile and be a villain. Forsooth, 'twas I, Shamspeare, did have a roomful of the sweet fuel given.
That's right, fellow jurors. Don't forget, this man is just a rotten thief.
I haven't forgotten.
Kept all that about the ice coins a tidy secret, didn't you? You should have opened up sooner about that.
Arrest him, I say, at once, and let him feel the sting in my tail.
Ma'am, please don't throw your bosoms on anybody in this courtroom.
Oh, indeed! By dint of violent, cowardly means, I have plotted to further my own ends, I confess. Thou wouldst not pardon my sins, of that I am sure.
If you acknowledge your wrongdoing, what exactly are you doing here?
Cowards die many times before their deaths, and for a coward such as I, death be well deserved. Now, would it still be a greater crime passeth unpunished? For lo, the hairy-faced gentleman of farther east than Verona did contrive to poison me.
But there was no poison in the tea that was found in your room. The police have attested to that. What the defense would assert as an inconsistency will quickly be cleared up by the witness's testimony. Is that not so, Mr. Shamspeare?
Verily, my liege, I will most gladly speak.
Very well. Let the witness testify to explain this, inconsistency. Tell the court why it is that the poison apparently entered your body although none was found in the tea.
Right. Can't wait to hear this line. Alright, testify for me, baby.
The Japanese man did come to my chamber with tea brewed in a pot. 'Twas in my cup alone that the wicked miscreant secretly poured his wicked poison. Whilst feigning distraction in our debate, ne'er did a drop of his own drink pass his lips. When he departed by and by, I did use the tea that remained in his cup to make my coins of ice. Thus 'tis no surprise that poison be not found in the tea I did pour into the molds of soap.
Huh, I see the lie. How do I disprove that? The poison was slipped into the cup after the tea had been poured. The normal way for poison to be administered in my experience. Hold up, I still remember from yesterday. Look at this. There's no tea ring on the inside of Mr. Natsume's cup. I think this is it, because he drank his tea right the fuck away. Yes, he did. I know what I have to do here.
Quite. Otherwise, it would be disastrous if the poisoner were to mix up the cups, for instance.
But no poison bottle was found at the scene. Because, quite simply, the Nipponese took the bottle back to his own room. Oh. The absence of a vessel containing the poison only becomes problematic when considering suicide. Right. Yeah, no. That's fine. That's not the problem I have. By now it should be perfectly clear. A bar or two of cheap soap is wholly insufficient to wash the deep stains of guilt from the accused's hands. Poetic. Real poetic.
Sirs, madams, 'tis true that I, Shamspeare, be a common thief of gas. But! Listen here, ladies and gentlemen.
You're a little unhinged, aren't you?
Wherefore would I lie? Verily, I have no cause. I have naught to lose.
Well, I do declare.
Thank you for your testimony, witness.
Counselor, proceed with the cross-examination. Oh, I'm excited for it. Yeah, I'm gonna be real fucking quick with this one, actually. This guy's lying through his sickly teeth, and not even a good lie. Because I figured it out. Alright. Come to my chamber with tea in the pot. My cup alone that he put the poison in. Whilst feigning distraction in our debate, ne'er did a drop of his own drink pass his lips. When he departed, by and by, I did use the tea that remained in his cup. I think I want to use it here. Not a drop of his own drink passed his lips. Well, where was the fucking tea ring? Objection! I swear to God, game, if you're gonna give me a hard fucking time here, I expect nothing less, honestly, at this point. Alright, this is obviously the answer, but by all means, show me why the fuck you want me to do some roundabout logic puzzle with this guy, okay? Here we go.
Objection!
Oh, shit! No, I got it! You claim that Mr. Natsume didn't drink a drop of tea on the night in question. But that's impossible!
How? Chop logic. What is this, ye darky-clad friend?
The two teacups from the scene, one used by the victim and the other by the defendant, have a clear difference between them. One that represents incontrovertible proof.
Incontrovertible? Good word, my boy.
What difference? Look at the insides of the cups. Just here, there's a clear visible ring. Yes, a tea ring. Commonplace enough.
Indeed, such stains occur all too readily when one leaves tea in the cup for a while. It's also why us Brits have such bad teeth.
And yet, Mr. Natsume's cup has no such ring.
Oh, good lord, you're right. By golly, it's completely clean porcelain.
And prithee, sir, what makest thou of it?
Exactly what Mr. Natsume told the court yesterday. The Japanese saying that he quoted, "Drink
tea while it's hot."
That's right. Yes. The jittery Mr. Natsume was true to his usual self that night and drank his tea in no time at all. If, as you claim in your testimony, he didn't touch a drop of his tea, a ring would have developed on the inside of his cup as well. After several hours, the tea was left standing.
But,
In short, Mr. Shamspear, you're a clear bullshitter in this court. Get thee to noonery! A what?
Objection!
Guess there's gonna be no fucking stain rings around his cups. As a rule, I fill my hollowed chalice up to 7 times during any one trial.
7 drinks? 7 drinks in a trial?
7 drinks. Hang on a second. How many drinks a night is considered an alcoholic? Heavy drinking includes binge drinking and has been defined for women as 4 or more drinks on any day or 8 or more per week, and for men as 5 or more drinks on any given day. 7 drinks in the period of a single trial? My guy, you have alcoholism. You need therapy and help, and you need to be fired probably. This is crazy. You might want to keep that information to yourself. Yet on occasion, tedium distracts me and I pour more times than I intended until the bottle is dry. Girl, what kind of magic is in that bottle? I don't think you get that many glasses out of a bottle of wine. Your drinking habits are real fascinating and all, but they're actually kind of irrelevant, and you're kind of wasting the court's time. It's not very professional of you, actually. On the contrary, they illustrate the fickleness of human memory. To William Shamspear.
Yes, my liege.
Though you previously stated that you made the coins of ice from the leftover tea in the accused's cup, could it be that you were perhaps mistaken?
What? Well,
could it be that, yes, perhaps there was some tea remaining in the small teapots left at the scene?
Objection! This is leading the witness! Which, I don't know much about courts, but I know that you're not allowed to do that.
A fact that had vanished from your memory until now.
Yeah, this is literally when you plant false memories in people's heads. You can't, that's like a super big no-no.
Ah, faith, my liege, thou art a magician. For verily, 'tis as thou hast seen with thine own eyes that night.
What?
Forsooth, I was mistook. I did plan to use tea from the Japanese fellow's cup, but lo, when I looked, 'twas empty. And thus did I use the dregs that festered in the teapot as my liege did suggest.
And you've just suddenly remembered this now, that you made a mistake. Before. Are we supposed to believe any of this?
Objection.
People's memories are imperfect, my learned friend, which is why we rely on evidence instead.
Great, so does that mean you're gonna present evidence for me?
But in any case, it makes no difference. The victim's most recent testimony tells us 2 things of note. Firstly, that the poison was put into the victim's teacup only. And secondly, that this spoilt cup was not the source of the insipid ice coins that have bewitched this court. God, I'm doing a bad job of reading today. The prosecution makes a fine summary of the facts. Furthermore, that testimony remains valid and in full support of the established facts. In other words, the inconsistency claimed by the defense simply does not exist.
No, I think it does, actually.
What does this mean then?
I do declare, it means there's no issue with the gas thief's testimony.
Apart from the bit about the thief and gas, obviously.
My lords, ladies, and gentlemen of the jury, I do solemnly swear, after I did dine at Grubby's Grubbery Ale House that night, naught did pass my lips but the black tea given to me by the Japanese, whose back be stooped as though it's death.
And on what did you dine, sir?
Why, I did partake in one of my favorites, a broth as wouldst be called soup, and a leaf as wouldst be called salad.
As insalubrious as menu as the established were as it was served.
But you gods will give us some fault to make us men. Willingly would I suffer what punishment 'tis seen fit to serve a wicked thief of gas. But I pray ye, wise and noble fellas, ne'er forget the simple truth. That be one thing, and this be another. Jurors all, your humble servant Shakespeare doth entreat you, punish the Japanese fellow for his sins. My lord!
My lord, if I may speak.
Oh, well, geez, okay. Yes, Mr. Foreman.
I believe we may have been duped by that rotten-faced defense lawyer.
By me? What? Alright, fine, whatever. I do declare, you might be right. Oh, we all know that the waif was making coins of ice to keep himself warm.
But this lawyer lad says if he's stealing gas, he deserves a dose of poison, eh? Well, no, that's not exactly what I said. He's been leading us up the garden path, that's what he's doing. No, okay, you guys are just a little bit too stupid to follow my train of thought. I mean, well, okay, that's not really how you talk to people, George. All right, rope it in. God, how do you talk to people who are just too incompetent to understand? I really never said anything like that.
But what we just heard from the victim there has opened our eyes again. We've reached a decision this time, and we won't be swayed from it.
Yeah, you want to bet on that? The court acknowledges the position of the jury foreman, and it will duly hear the jury's findings.
But, you can't. Fine. No, don't. Stop. Fine. Alright, I'm just gonna do my jury summation examination, and I'm gonna flip them all around. It's fine.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your decisions now.
Guilty!
Yeah.
Guilty.
Alright, bitch.
Guilty.
Okay.
Guilty.
Really? I was helping you. You're the one who should be on my side. Alright, Grandpa, no one even... What are you even doing here?
Alright, no, we're off to a great start. I hereby declare this jury to be in one accord.
Oh, happy day!
Sorry, someone was at the door. I'm getting a package delivered. Alright, the hip wiggling, a little bit much for me. How is this happening? My lord, the defense asserts its right to carry out a summation examination. Very well, the court upholds the defense's right. Typical. My learned friend is unable to accept the obvious truth. This trial will therefore enter its second summation examination immediately. Jurors, the court calls upon each of you to state the grounds upon which you've defined the defendant guilty of the crime for which he is charged. Alright, let's see how quickly I can rip apart their logic. Hold on. Ein Moment bitte gern. Apologies again. Okay, back to the task at hand.
I'm a man of logic, me, and having considered all the evidence, the defendant must logically be guilty.
I do agree that gas is far too expensive. I can quite understand why the man would want to avoid paying. Oh, the stuff explodes and it can poison you. It's absolutely lethal gases. Gas doesn't come for free. It costs a fortune to deliver it around the city and maintain the pipes.
Truth be told, the tea my wife serves up for me is a little sketchy at times.
Pause. He looks like the juror, kind of a little bit. Okay, maybe not. It's fine. Okay. Sorry, continue. If nothing else passed the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there? Well, maybe there is. Let's not be so quick.
I do feel that perhaps personal opinion about gas and its supply has influenced the decision somewhat. But never mind.
No, you actually really should mind. The truth is, our counter-argument wasn't unassailable as we'd hoped. And Mr. Shakespeare was poisoned. There can be no doubt about it.
Well, then how are we supposed to turn this around?
I think we need to establish the method by which Mr. Shamspear was actually poisoned. Our only hope is to demonstrate that to the court, incontrovertibly.
But that's gotta be impossible at this stage.
Yeah, but if we don't manage it, Mr. Natsume is gonna...
Be found guilty.
Yeah.
No delays, counsel. Proceed with the summation examination. Okay, I'm getting oh my god, I am handsome. Alright, let me see what I can pull out of my asshole here. The defense's rebuttal. I'm a man of logic. Considering all the evidence, the defendant must logically be guilty. I do agree gas is far too expensive. I can understand why a man would want to avoid pain. Kind of irrelevant. Don't know why you're really talking about that. The stuff explodes and it can poison you. It's absolutely lethal gas. So gas can also poison somebody. I feel like I might want to press this statement, maybe get a little, dig a little more out of this. Could we please talk about the poison rather than the gas, do you think, sir? No, Ryunosuke, I'm so sorry. I actually want him to talk more about the gas being a poison.
Oh, well, if you like. I mean, to be honest, I take poison over gas every time.
You'd take poison?
Well, what I mean is, poison can only poison you. It doesn't explode, does it? Goodness me! What are you talking about, you daft little braggette? Set him straight, please, Mr. Lawyer Man.
Well, it's certainly true that poison isn't prone to exploding. But I think you'll find poison also can't light or heat up a room.
Ah! Well, I guess you're right about that. Young Lawyer Man.
Yeah?
You have a good head on your shoulders. We could use someone like you as our company's legal representative.
Well, maybe you should have my back and vote not guilty, and maybe I can make that happen for you, bitch. Well, I wasn't expecting to pick up more business in the middle of a trial, but, I mean, if she's a affluent client, let's try to make this happen.
Oh, anyway, the point is, I haven't had the best experience with gas companies in the past.
Gas doesn't come for free. It costs a fortune to deliver it around the city and maintain the pipes. Okay. The tea my wife serves up for me is a little sketchy at times. Girl, I'm sorry about your marital problems. What does that have to do with anything? If nothing else passed the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there? Do I have the other piece of the envelope? I don't. Fuck. Alright, let me press this.
Hold it!
Does that mean that if the victim could be shown to have ingested something else that you'd change your leaning? Sorry? What's that? I'm saying if the victim did actually eat or drink something else on the night. What's the matter with you? Sorry? I said if nothing else passed the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there? Haven't you been listening to me at all? I feel like there's an English expression about a pot and a kettle that's appropriate here.
Compared to the other jurors who don't even appear to have anything to say about the case at all. It would seem that this elderly gentleman has been listening to the proceedings far more intensely.
Yeah, that's true. The trouble is, he has kind of selective hearing. But still, this juror may well be the key to the breakthrough that we so desperately need. Maybe. Ugh. I don't know, this is feeling hopeless. There's no way for me to appeal to these people.
I do think the only way we shall overcome this difficult situation is by exposing the way in which Mr. Shamspear was really poisoned.
We have to prove that it happened some other way, and not via Mr. Natsume's tea. The trouble is, I have absolutely no idea how it happened.
Mr. Naruhodo, I wonder if perhaps there's something you might have forgotten.
Like what?
It's important to watch everyone involved and pursue people if they react to something someone else says. If you'd like me to remind you exactly what I mean, I'd be more than happy to, of course.
Once again, Soseki-san's fate is entirely in my hands here. I probably owe it to my client to hear any advice my assistant may be able to offer. Perhaps I ought to let Susato-san remind me. Yeah, maybe I do. Also, I am so sorry, guys. You'll have to forgive me. I'm gonna try and be as fast as possible. My laundry is done. I have to go move it to the dryer. Please talk amongst yourselves. Keep yourselves entertained. I'm gonna be like lightning. I'm gonna be real quick. I promise. I'm gonna run. Are you still there? Okay. Got laundry in the dryer. I'm being a productive adult while I play my video games. Okay. Yeah, actually, normally I skip the tutorials, but, well, sure, why don't you refresh my memory about how I do pit jurors against each other?
Well, when a particular juror is talking, the other jurors are going to be listening naturally. Most of the time, when people are speaking themselves, they are careful not to give away more than they want to. But when they're listening to others speak, they tend to be less guarded.
Right, that's very true.
So, if you see people reacting strangely in an unguarded moment, you have to pursue them to find out why. Here, take a look at this, Mr. Naruhodo. When you press jurors about their assertions, a marker appears in the center of the screen. By using the control pad, you can move the marker and see how other jurors are reacting to what's being said.
Okay, I get it. And then you can find the pursue to pursue them about it. By catching people off guard. Okay, I get it. I think I know who to fuck around with. A little bit, at least. Okay. Well, first of all, let's go after everybody who's talking about gas. You talk about gas, so we're gonna press this. This isn't the time or place to be discussing the price of gas, madam.
But really, think of the injustice. Air is gas, and air is free. Why should Altamont gas cost money?
Do you have anything to say?
Excuse me.
Is everything all right, juror number 4? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I wasn't meaning to pursue. Oh. No, I wanted to go to the next line of dialogue.
Everything's fine.
Well, oh, shit. I really put my foot in my mouth there. Okay, sorry. It was an accident. It was an accident. Christ, fuck. Sorry. I'm learning how to play the game. Okay, sorry. Can we press this again? Yeah. This isn't the time or the place. Think of the injustice. Air is gas. Why should it cost money?
It makes my blood boil. I can feel myself becoming more ruthless than ever. If I might interject here.
Oh. By all means, go ahead.
It seems my fellow juror takes issue with the price our company charges for gas. But it's precisely because of thieves like this man that the cost goes up. Oh, what a beastly man. That unkempt mustache, those hunched shoulders, poisoning tea and stealing gas. Utterly unforgivable.
No, Mr. Natsume is not the one who was stealing the gas, ma'am. Oh, thank you to not go on adding more crimes to my client.
Mr. Natsume hasn't been poisoning tea either.
Right! He hasn't done anything.
Well, anyway, I've quite made up my mind. It's as made up as the price of gas.
Okay. That got us nowhere. Let's try this guy. Alright, can we talk about the poison rather than gas? Okay, but nobody really had a reaction to him. So maybe what I need to do is grill the gas queen and see if anybody has a reaction to her. Yeah. She is super defensive about the gas. Maybe I let her talk about the gas, and then people will be, like, mad as hell. Alright, yeah. We've been here before. Okay, yeah. Okay, Jesus, fuck. Alright, let me press you. Can we please refrain from all this talk about gas?
There's an all-out attack underway here, in case you hadn't noticed, against my company's gas. And I'm supposed to sit here and take it, am I? Well, I don't think so.
She's really buzzing now.
All I've heard about our wonderful fuel is explosions and poisonings. What about electricity? What about getting electrocuted? What about that? A little explosion here and there is nothing in comparison.
Any explosion could hardly be described as nothing, madam. Nevertheless, the theft of your gas is deplorable.
My point exactly. But the gas thieves aren't even in the worst of our enemies. We have far more devious reprobates to contend with on a daily basis, you know.
More devious? Like who?
Other gas companies, of course.
Other gas companies? Not exactly what I was expecting.
We generate gas and deliver it to our customers fair and square.
Indeed, nobody is questioning that, madam. Altamont is an exemplary gas company.
But there are other unscrupulous gas companies here in London that don't even have any gas at all.
What? But if they don't have any gas, how do they go about selling it to other people?
You wouldn't think it possible, would you? But they steal our gas, you see, and they sell that.
Did anybody have a reaction to that? No, everybody looks the same to me. Well, you don't like to look at anybody. They steal your gas? How on earth is such a thing possible?
Gas companies like ours, deliver gas to people's homes via a network of pipes. But these devious reprobates secretly disconnect our pipes and divert the gas into their own rotten pipes. Then they make a contract with the household supplied by those pipes, and take money for the precious gas that's rightfully ours without us even knowing. They're diverting gas into their own pipes illegally. What a brazen form of theft. When we visited customers' houses to collect the money from their meters, we always have to check whether or not one of those devious companies has been up to its tricks.
Boy, what? I'm sorry, are you rolling on the molly right now? What, hello?
Excuse me.
Are you okay, my guy? That was not a subtle reaction at all. Do you have something to say about that, juror number 3?
Oh, golly! You mean me? Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I was just thinking to myself is all.
I really did catch him off guard there. Thinking about what the lady next to you was saying, correct?
Well, yeah. I just got a little riled up about it recently, you see.
Go on.
An Altamont gas worker visited my house the other day to investigate the pipe work. We need to ask you for your cooperation while we carry out a secret check for your property, sir. That's what they said. So I let him in, and do you know what he did?
I'm afraid I have no idea. So just continue with the story, please.
He proceeded to take one of my lights off the wall. Then he grabbed the exposed mouth of the pipe, and he started blowing into it. What do you think you're doing, young man? You're giving away company secrets there. Oh, please, everybody knows. But it was very nearly the death of me, I tell you.
What do you mean?
I'll explain if you don't mind. As I said before, these unscrupulous other gas companies connect their customers to their pipe network.
Well, yeah, but how does blowing into the pipes come into it? Also, how convenient is it that we happened to randomly pull the queen of the gas company into our fucking office for our cross-examinations as one of the jurors? Like, would we have been absolutely fucked if she wasn't randomly selected as a juror?
Obviously, there's gas in the pipes, and it's at a fairly low pressure. By blowing air through the pipe, you can make the pressure drop temporarily. And if you do that, any lights connected to the same pipe will flicker for a moment.
Oh, I see. In other words, if upon blowing into the pipe, the lights of an adjacent property that has no contract with your company flicker, then you can know that these devious scoundrels have been meddling with the pipes.
Exactly, my lord. That's it in a nutshell. It's the reason why we have teams of workers going around to neighborhoods to investigate which lights flicker. Well, the trouble is, the particular worker who came into my house didn't know the strength of his own breath. He blew down the pipe with all his might, and you can guess what happened, can't you?
If he blew too hard, then... Wait a second, you mean...
That's right! The lights didn't just flicker, they went out! Along with the stove, gas started pouring into the house.
Oh, that's a little bit of a mess, isn't it? Yeah.
The gas supply must have been interrupted briefly because the man blew too hard, so the flames went out. I'm afraid I yelled at the fellow. Are you trying to kill us all? That's what I said.
So, by disconnecting a lamp and blowing into the exposed gas pipe, it's possible to extinguish lamps and stoves connected to the same network of pipes, which means our man who was stealing all of this gas falling into his room to funnel his lights, if somebody blew out his lights, he could have gotten gas poisoning. That's what happens. And then, when the gas starts flowing again, it just silently seeps into the room.
Mr. Naruhodo, I think perhaps...
Yes! This is almost certainly the clue that we've been hoping for. Juror number 3, the defense requests that you amend your statement to include that information.
Oh, well, if you like, I don't mind. Well, I do! That's our company's secret method of identifying the rogues that try to diddle us.
Whoa, nobody's trying to diddle anybody, ma'am.
Like I said, madam, it's already widely known.
Very well. Juror number 3, you will amend your statement accordingly.
Oh, yeah, my lord. Although I'm not really sure what the point of all this is.
Blow too hard into a gas pipe, you'll extinguish everything in the house, and then you're in real trouble. So who can I contest that against? I think now's the time to pit jurors against each other. I believe... that the gas is what might have passed our defendant's lips. Maybe. We obviously we needed this guy to amend his statement. The only person that I feel like he could really go up against is the old man. Let's pit them and see what happens.
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict each other. I hope. Good gracious. To whose statements do you refer, counsel? Juror number 6. Did you hear what juror number 3 just said?
What? Well, yeah, of course. I heard him mumbling about something or other.
There is another explanation here, I believe. Something besides Mr. Natsume's tea did, in a manner of speaking, pass the victim's lips on the night in question.
What? What explanation?
I wonder, did the police check the mouth of the gas pipe feeding all the walls? Run it back, fuck my life. Why? Reading about gas is killing me. I feel like do I have a gas leak in here? Ugh. I wonder, did the police check the mouth of the gas pipe feeding the wall light at the scene? To see if there were any traces of poison there? I was curious to see what your floundering would result in this time. But the mouth of a gas pipe. Scotland Yard have enough to do without exploring such irrelevance. Not as irrelevant as your drinking.
What a piece of work! Who is man?
What are you... What? Hello? What are you doing?
What speakest thou? Prithee,
Is it not strange and strange? That is what I say to thee, sir. I'm hopping up and down, jumping me. I thought I'd been quite clear, but let me put it another way. The strike 9 could have been on the mouth of the gas pipe that feeds the wall lamp into your room. Oh. That is... Okay. We're coming to the same destination, but I'm afraid we took divergent paths that merged together. I was willing to let go of the strike 9, but I guess that was wrong of me. So, we're suggesting that he blew out... Because he was... Oh! Girls, we've got to fucking Uno reverse this. Blonde Schwink dating round Olivia. He died of gas poisoning. Evil fucking man. He was poisoning Mr. Natsume. Mr. Natsume is like, my apartment's cursed. I do declare I wake up every single night and I'm being choked by the gas leaking out. So what had happened was Mr. Shamspear is blowing into the gas pipes to blow out the lights so that Mr. Natsume's room fills with gas, much like he did to Olivia's boyfriend when he killed him, when he also blew into the pipes. The apartment fills with gas. Schwink dies. Mr. Natsume moves in, tries to kill Mr. Natsume. It doesn't work, but somebody figures out what he's up to. They poison the mouth pipe. And then he does his deed again, and this time he gets poisoned and passes out. That is what has happened. I understand. Okay. And that is how the poison came to enter your body. Good lord. Are they tasty then, gas pipes? Is that what he's saying?
Or is the gentleman suggesting that the poor man was so desperately hungry he tried to fill his belly with gas? Perhaps no actress would perform a kiss scene with him. For shame, madame, speaking thy fancy. I assure you, I'm not such a buffoon that I have to kiss pipes.
Objection!
Well...
This is no subnation examination. This is a farce!
The prosecution will not stand for any more of my learned Nipponese friend's conjecture. To begin with, the lamp in the victim's room is high on the wall. In order to have placed his lips to the pipe that feeds it, he would have to be a contortionist. These are empty assertions. There is no possible proof that the man did as you say. It's true. I have no proof that Mr. Shamspear put his lips on the pipe. However, I can say with some certainty that on multiple occasions, Mr. Shamspear has been doing something in front of the lamp on his wall. The handprints. And I have the evidence to prove it.
Well, alright, you've got our attention, lad. I'd like to see how you can be so sure of yourself.
Oh, so would I. Well, let's see this evidence.
Now that I've got the jury's ear, I need to make this opportunity count. This is the proof that time and time again, Mr. Shamspear stood in front of his gas lamp. Show me the handprints.
Take that!
Oh, what the?
These are... Wait, what are they called? Oh, yes, right. Skin prints. Ugh. They were found at the scene. Skin prints, counsel? I've never heard of such things. The Justice Ministry is currently assessing whether or not to permit fingerprints as evidence in court, however.
My lord, this is an exciting new forensic technique developed by the great detective Mr. Herlock Sholmes. It reveals all of the places that Mr. Shamspear touched in his room.
I've never seen anything like it. That's black magic, isn't it? Well, if anyone could invent something like this, I guess it's that great Sholmes fellow for sure.
I agree. This month's edition of Engineering Thumbs was quite fascinating.
We found skin prints in many places that one would expect. On the table, on the costumes. However, Mr. Shamspear also appears to have been touching some very unexpected places in his room. For example, right here, around the hanging picture. Around the hanging picture? Well, yes, indeed, multiple handprints do appear to be visible there.
Well, I wonder, could he have been appreciating the artwork, perhaps?
At first, my colleagues and I thought that could possibly be the same thing. However, imagine standing with your hands where those prints are, and you would find yourself directly in front of.
In front of? Well, oh gosh! I don't believe it.
The gas lamp. Though the reason why wasn't immediately obvious, it's clear that Mr. Shamspear has regularly been standing with his hands to the wall in front of that lamp. Alright, what have you been up to, you nut? You nut. I'd ask the court to recall juror number 4's earlier statement.
Me? What did I say?
You said that blowing into a gas pipe would make the lights in the entire building flicker. And now, if you'll recall, juror number 3's statement.
Oh, me?
When the gas worker who visited his home blew with too much force into the pipe, it caused all the lights in the gas stove to go out, and gas to start leaking into the rooms. Obviously, that incident was an accident. However, the simple fact is, if Mr. Shamspear were to have blown hard into the gas pipe here in his room, he could have extinguished every other light and gas stove in the building at will.
Crikey!
Are you suggesting that the man purposely caused the gas to...
Objection!
What you gotta say to that, boy? Whilst I acknowledge that the prosecution is required to remain silent during a summation examination, I must toast my learned friend's utter disregard for the letter of the law. What is the meaning of this, Lord Von Six? This curious photograph, or whatever it is presented by the defense, the so-called skin prints. Clearly, that cannot be accepted as any form of usable evidence in this case.
But it's an exciting new forensic technique developed by a great detective.
It's nothing. A mere toy developed by an amateur sleuth with too much time on his hands. Well, certainly, even research of this nature by the esteemed Mr. Sholmes cannot be recognized by the court as formal evidence.
But... Please, my lord, if I may.
Susato-san?
It was not the defense's intention to submit the skin prints as formal evidence. We merely wish to present the results of the great detective's investigation of the scene as a tool by which to explain a possibility to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Yeah, what she said.
And if the trial were to come to an end now, we should never learn the truth behind these mysterious handprints that everyone has now seen. I don't believe that we can allow that to happen, and I'm sure that the jurors would agree.
Okay, Susato-san.
Oh, you're right! Well, whether those strange handprints are significant or not, it's down for us to decide.
Damn, Susato-san knows how to manipulate the public. Girl, have you considered running for office? Juror number 3!
Oh yes, I do declare. The great detective's investigation results sound absolutely fascinating. And I want to hear what that shady actor fellow has to say about those shady handprints.
Okay, nice. We're getting somewhere.
What's the matter with you two? That was foolhardy.
Well, I did say it, didn't I? And I don't like to break a promise.
No! Wait! You heard his lordship. It's not fair. Oh, fuck.
We're tied. This is good. I mean, it's not great, but it's better than where we were.
Well done, Mr. Naruhodo. If just one more juror changes his or her mind, Mr. Natsume's trial will have to continue.
Thank you, Miss Susato. But I couldn't have done it without you.
Oh no, it was you who identified the clue after all. This is very much your success.
Damn, you are such an ego stroker. Oh. Mr. Shamspear. He seems to be losing his composure.
Just one more juror, Mr. Naruhodo. You can do it!
Very well. Continue, counsel. Shit. I have to pit more jurors against each other? I'm very interested in the results of this great detective's investigation at the scene. We're the ones who decide. Gas doesn't come for free. Alright, I guess tell me about your wife's sketchy tea, because I'm at a loss as to what to do now. You mean it's poisoned? That's right. It's happened a tidy few times now. Oh, well, that is most troubling indeed. It's always days like this one when I don't get any wages. I get in at tea time, see? And I see her doing it, my wife. She gets that devilish look on her face and she slips some white powder into my cup. And you drink it anyway? I was brought up proper, I was. If someone gives you a cuppa, you drink it. And what happened to you? What did it taste like? It was god-awful, believe you me. Salty as hell. Is she putting salt in it?
I think perhaps what your wife put into your tea was salt.
No!
So, she doesn't even care enough to poison me properly, eh? Let's move on. We're getting nowhere fast. Okay, so the only person left to press on, I guess, is juror number 1.
Hold it!
Okay. All the evidence, you say?
That's right, and there's no room for doubt. It's all about pointing at that Japanese man with the big mustache.
Says the English man with the bigger mustache. But the defense just demonstrated that another possible explanation for the events on the night in question could exist. So what do you make of that?
What? Your so-called skin prints?
It's an exciting new forensic investigation technique developed by the great detective himself.
The numerous handprints on the wall are clearly out of the ordinary. And if Mr. Shamspeare had indeed put his mouth to the gas pipe on the night in question, it can't be denied that there's a possibility where the poison was.
Well, yes, I won't deny that it's playing on my mind. But as the prosecution rightly says, we should pay no heed to unacceptable forms of evidence. And besides,
Yeah?
even if the fellow had been up to some mischief with the gas pipe dozens of times before, doesn't mean that he got up to the same shenanigans on the night in question, does it?
Oh.
If you can't make your case better than that, I'm afraid I can't change my stance.
You do make a very valid point, sir.
What?
Oh, jeez, that's true. Oh, man, I might have been a little hasty.
No, you guys gotta calm down.
Look, you've got your chance here, haven't you? It's time to prove your theory. If you and your Japanese cohorts can, that is.
Can we just leave nationality out of this discussion, please?
Mr. Naruhodo, if we can't substantiate our position, I'm afraid the jurors that changed their minds before might change them back.
What can I do? Is there any more proof I can give here? Can I show that Mr. Shamspeare really did blow down the gas pipe on the night in question? I think I have supporting testimony. I think the Garadebs? Do I have a statement from the Garadebs at all? Mr. Garadeb? Nearby street map, torn off envelope, bar of soap, pair of teacups, crime scene photograph, victim's medical report, gas meter, handprints on the wall, capital offender article, hidden photograph. I might have supporting testimony. In truth, I don't have evidence to support my theory. However, there is witness testimony that substantiates it.
What? Testimony?
Oh, well, this is incredible. Whose testimony?
Yes, it's all connected. Everything is linked. A person whose testimony revealed details about the gas in the Garadeb residence that night. Namely... Wait, where is he? Mr. John Garadeb, I think.
Take that!
Well, Mr. Foreman, does that convince you? Uh-oh. I think not. Oh, fucking Soseki-san. His testimony about being choked out by the... Okay, sorry. My... A witness who spoke about the gas on the night in question. Yeah, there was someone. Yeah, Susato-san, there was. Woo, George. Okay, pull it together. No, I know who the person is. Okay, son of a... Really? We have to go through this all over again? Okay, fine. Da-da-da-da-da, 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 da-da-da-da-da. Oh, Lord have mercy. accuracy. I cannot believe they're making me go through the whole thing. Okay. Yep. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, boys. Let us, pray tell, make sure we do not fuck this up again. Mr. Natsume! It's Mr. Natsume! It's Mr. Natsume! Okay, Mr. Shamsphere did blow in the pipe. I have supporting testimony. I do, I think. Alright, who's the witness? Who's the witness? I have the witness. I have the witness. Person who the gas. It's Mr. Soseki Natsume.
Take that!
Obviously, I'm talking about the defendant. Mr. Soseki Natsume himself.
The defendant.
At the very beginning of the proceedings here in court yesterday, Mr. Natsume said the following.
My lodgings! There's been a whole series of strange happenings in my lodgings. Even on that fateful night it happened. When I returned from Mr. Shamsphere's room, I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed. But before long, the stove went out, and somebody tried to kill me.
On the night in question, the gas in the defendant's room went out. So I asked the court, was that a mere coincidence or not? Oh, good golly! Miss Dolly!
Oh, so that Shamsphere fellow blew air into the gas pipes to make the man's stoves go out on purpose?
Now hold your horses there. What would he do that for? Mr. Foreman.
What? What is it, man?
We cannot allow judgment to be passed whilst this doubt remains. It's true that I don't have conclusive evidence yet. However, you must surely agree. There's more to this case than meets the eye.
Ah! Fair enough. Like I said at the outset, I'm a man of logic, first and foremost.
Hell yeah! Here we go, boys. The trial continues. That's 4 jurors leaning towards not guilty, my lord. We've overturned the decision. Therefore, the defense calls for the trial to continue. As the defense has rightfully indicated, the summation examination is concluded with a majority of the jurors altering their decisions. 2 jury members now called guilty, 4 now call not guilty. Therefore, the jury's opinion is conflicted, and in accordance with the law of this land, I hereby order the continuation of this trial. Whew. Mr. William Shamsphere.
My lord, how can thy humble Shamsphere serve thee?
What say you in response to the various revelations made during the summation examination?
So God mend me, I do solemnly swear. I recall aught of either, the lamp or the pipe.
But your handprints have made a tidy mess all over the wall there. How do you explain that, then? Oh. I am done with this. The dignity of this great courtroom has been sullied enough already. Juror number 5. Huh? Me? As I went to some pains to point out already, a prince from the self-professed detective's toy has no place in a British court of law. As such, whether or not this man did indeed stand before the gas lamp with his hands against the wall remains at this time unestablished conjecture. You would all do well to remember that.
Objection!
But the prosecution must concede that it would be extremely simple to verify. Just order the mouth of the gas pipe feeding that lamp in Mr. Shamsphere's room to be examined. If there are any traces of poison there...
Objection!
What appears to be extremely simple is my Nipponese friend's mind. You will recall that in order to check for the presence of poison in the tea, some remnants of the tea were required. Yeah? Therefore, it shouldn't be beyond your wit to imagine that even if poison were to have been spread on the pipe, it would have completely evaporated by now, making any analysis impossible. Oh. I forgot about evaporation. In any case, counsel, I fail to see what could possibly have motivated the man to do as you describe. Why on earth would this fellow have wanted to blow air into the gas pipework where he lived? There's only one possibility that I can think of. And that is... to use the leaking gas to commit... murder! Oh, we're just coming right out and saying it, are we? Order, order! Counsel! Precisely, whose life do you propose this man was plotting to end? Well, I mean, the answer couldn't be simpler. Alright, Mr. Natsume, it's your time to shine again.
Take that!
If a gas lamp were to go out, it would be noticed immediately, of course. But a gas stove, on the other hand, could be silently extinguished by the killer without anyone noticing. I live around those parts myself, so I know what it's like. I can tell you, trying to sleep without the stove lit is pretty much suicide. You'd freeze to death in no time. Mr. Garadeb, the landlord, has a large fireplace in part of his residence on the top floor. In other words, it wasn't the landlord, but a fellow lodger whose life Mr. Shamsphere was trying to end. Outrageous. I'm talking, of course, about the defendant. Mr. Natsume isn't the villain in this case. He is the victim that this man was trying to murder. Oh, good gracious. Dave Abler, hello!
Objection!
Ah, shit. The accused is actually the aggrieved. Interesting. However, the fundamental facts of the case remain unchanged. Namely, that the accused is the aggressor here. How can you still claim that? Let us indulge your fancies for a moment and assume that there were indeed poison on the mouth of the gas pipe. The question then that arises is who put it there? Well, yeah, that is the question. Who did put it there? The only logical conclusion is that the person responsible was aware of this man's trickery with the gas supply and his intent to kill. Yes, that would seem logical to me. If the assailant were unaware, how would he or she have known to lace the end of the gas pipe with poison? So, now we must ask, how could anyone have known Mr. Shamsphere's murderous designs? Oh my god, Olivia, the round woman, is the murderer! Or wait, maybe she's not. Maybe she is? Maybe she, yes, because Mr. Shamsphere is trying to kill Mr. Natsume. Mr. Shamsphere did kill Olivia's boyfriend. I think Olivia found out that Mr. Shamsphere killed Olivia's boyfriend. So Olivia was trying to kill Mr. Shamsphere, who was trying to kill Mr. Natsume. So she poisoned the mouthpiece, so when he tried to kill Mr. Natsume, Mr. Shamsphere is the one who would get poisoned and die. Are you following? I'm following.
Wait, you mean to suggest?
Naturally. The sole possible answer to that question couldn't be more obvious. Only the man whose life was being threatened could possibly have known. What? In other words, the person who put the poison on the gas pipe in what was a clear retaliatory attack can only have been the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume. I'm not totally convinced. Whatever Mr. William Shamsphere may or may not have contrived to do, he was nevertheless the victim of a potentially lethal poison attack. And the only person who could possibly have perpetrated that attack is the accused Mr. Natsume. The defense counsel's theorizing has failed to avert suspicion from the accused. Far from it. In fact, now that a clear motive for the poisoning has been successfully established, that suspicion is greater than ever. Would you not agree, my Nipponese friend? Well, you're forgetting that this is part of my system. I make my clients look more guilty before I make them look innocent. It keeps things exciting. Probably gonna have to work through the jury again. How did he manage to turn that around on me so fast?
Mr. Naruhodo, you have to respond! Otherwise, the members of the jury may well change their minds. And this may be our last chance to gain the advantage.
Right, let me get on that. What advantage?
Well, it would seem that somebody put poison on the gas pipe in Mr. Shamsphere's room. So we must name that person now, and absolve Mr. Natsume of guilt.
You mean name the true culprit?
I know it might sound impossible, but if we fail to do that, I have no doubt that Mr. Natsume's fate will be sealed once and for all.
As it happens, one possible culprit does come to mind. Big Round Olive! The evidence, the poison, it's all pointing to a particular person now. The prosecution calls for the jury to consider their leanings again. I trust you'll make the correct choice this time, Mr. Foreman.
Huh? Oh, don't you worry.
Yes, I was just gonna say that. There is one other person who I think might have been involved in all of this. The true culprit of this crime. A true culprit? A term found only in second-rate novels featuring third-rate great detectives, my Nipponese friend. But why not? This farce has gone on for so long already, I see no reason to cut it short before its disappointing climax. I'm gonna climax all over this court. Tell us, my learned Nipponese friend. Oh my god. Do you have anything else you can call me? My learned Nipponese friend, my learned Nipponese friend. Tell me, my learned Nipponese friend. Girl! Get a thesaurus! What is your latest theory? Who is the so-called true culprit of this crime? A girl.
Take that!
A woman. The name of the person responsible for the poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspeare is, I believe, Miss Olive Green. Miss Olive Green? Miss Olive Green? I do feel as though I've heard that name in the recent past, Counsel, but I don't really recall where. Miss Olive Green, the woman from 6 days ago. The victim in the recent case of stabbing on Briar Road. An incident for which Mr. Natsume was arrested, I hasten to add. Oh, of course, Miss Green! Oh yeah, she was left comatose for some 3 days, I believe. But I hear she regained consciousness 2 days ago. And I hardly need to remind the court that Mr. Shamspeare's poisoning took place 3 days ago. Given that the woman was lying comatose in a hospital bed at the time, she appears to have a rather fine alibi. Well, true. On the night of the incident, Miss Green was in a hospital unconscious. So on the face of it, it would seem that she couldn't be the one responsible. But still... My colleagues and I visited Miss Green in hospital yesterday. In hospital. And we found her to be in possession of a bottle of poison. Oh, good gracious, she had poison. And there's another fact that links Miss Green to this case as well. The defense requests that she be brought to the witness stand in order to explain the details to the court. Tell me, Mr. Shamspeare. Ah, my lord, pray, what be thy bidding? Are you acquainted with Miss Green? No, never heard of her.
Judging by the look on Mr. Shamspeare's face, I think perhaps he genuinely doesn't know her. At least, not by name.
As the voice of Her Majesty's prosecution here, I adhere to my word. We will see my learned Nipponese friends farce through to its conclusion. Oh, thank God he's stupidly agreeing with me. Girl, dig your grave deeper on my behalf. I really appreciate that, thank you. Alright, he said it's okay, so we're gonna do it. The prosecution requests a short recess, my lord, in order to subpoena the witness and bring her here. Yes, Miss Olive Green. Indeed, my lord. 1 hour should be sufficient. Very well, I grant the request. Excellent. I hope. The defense has made a most extraordinary accusation, I must say. But at the present time, I feel the prosecution's argument remains largely uncontested. Accordingly, I'm afraid the defendant and his culpability remain the sole subject of this court's attention. Thank you, counsels. We will reconvene in 1 hour. Court is adjourned. Oh my god, great! You guys know what that means. Court is gonna reconvene for us in 23 hours. If you want to see me grill Olive Green right on the witness stand and find out why this bitch committed the poisoning, which we all know the answer because her boyfriend was murdered, it was clearly revenge, I'm gonna dig the truth out of her. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock, Eastern Time. Make sure you guys are there. Alright? If you guys could please leave a like on the stream, the engagement is super helpful. Thank you so much. I have to go fold laundry tonight. That's it for me, boys. Until next time. Toodles!